All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to today's Mando stream, Mando Talks. Let me know, obviously, I always ask this in the beginning of my stream, how's the music to voice volume? You guys are always great letting me know that feedback. But hey, what's up, everybody? Pretty insane episode, huh? I'm super high, like, from like, the whole experience of watching that 3 times. I think I've watched it, 3 times now. So let's see who's in the chat. Movie Soup, what up? I hope that link to my edit of the Siege of Mandalore worked. I hope that you watched it and hope you enjoyed it. I think you told me you did. So, what's up, Jun Shi? What's up, Zachary? What's up, Yova? Stuart, yo, I saw your comment earlier. Lanky Giant, Dale, welcome to the chat. So many mods in the chat, I love it. Who else is in here? Wingbar, Cosmic Girl, what up? So yeah, I can't believe what happened in the last episode. Funny story. The first time I watched it, I didn't even catch somebody saying Ahsoka Tano. Like I heard the planet Corvus or something like that, but I was hearing like one of my kids like waking up in the middle of the night. It was like 4 a.m. I think when I watched it, and then I did my voiceover. But it was so funny when I watched it the second time. I was like, oh my god. And what I'm curious is, hey, what's up, Shadow19? Welcome to the stream. So pumped to see you guys. Well, digitally, right? And I hope it's cool. We have the looping video in the background, so anything that pops up in your mind, ask away. I'd love to just have this be a back and forth for this next hour and a half or whatever. But man, I wonder if they're gonna go Ahsoka the White. They have to, right? Hey, what's up, Ray? You came to hang out? Hell yeah. That's what I'm doing. I'm chilling in my office, which is now my work from home office. I'm always in here. It's crazy. Jennifer, hello there. General Kenobi. But yeah, I think they're gonna go Ahsoka the White. And I'm all for it. I loved the last episode of Rebels so much, and that aesthetic they gave her. You know, a Force user, something more now. So it's going to be really cool to see whatever the heck that is. Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of rumors that somebody was being super negative in my Twitter comments about Kessel Run transmissions, and I was like, get lost. But I was like, yeah, they've been pretty much spot on in every character idea that they put out there, saying this person and this person and this person and this person is going to show up. And I think that's pretty awesome. Like, so, and it's happened. Not exactly in the order they thought things would, but yeah, so far everything has happened. And I think that's crazy. It's pretty cool. Good question. I'm not sure what her age will be. But I mean, we're going to a cool forest planet, Corvus, which I actually thought was the name of a ship in Star Wars. A strange thing about the name of the planet, though, is that it's Caladan, right? And that's kind of a planet from Dune. It's pretty close to the spelling of a Dune planet. You know, that's where House Atreides is from, if you guys watch Dune. So I thought that was interesting. Ben asks, did you hear the Resistance theme at the end of 10? No, I was asked that actually last stream, and I didn't hear it till I watched it again the other day. But yeah, I did hear it on the next watch. Cosmic Girl asks, they refer to Ahsoka as a Jedi, but she really isn't one anymore, right? Yeah, correct. So, what is that, season 5 from the Clone Wars, where she's kind of just like betrayed. Oh, right, okay. Inferno Squad ship. Thanks. Yeah, so the Corvus Inferno Squad ship. I just like these little connective tissue bits that are going on. The TV show Mandalorian's doing it way better than the movies have. I mean, it has a bigger canvas to work with, so obviously it's better. But, yeah, I don't know. So cool, yeah, Corvus was Inferno Squad. Oh, I was recently playing Battlefront recently, like maybe a week ago. And I was like, man, I'm actually really good at this game now. I just had to put it down for half a year. Yeah, I'm not so we're all talking about, for anybody who's just listening and not watching the chat, we're talking about the age of Ahsoka. It looks like she should be around 29. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, she's not a Jedi, as I was saying earlier, because the season 5, end of the season 5, she leaves the Order because she was betrayed. You know, Mace Windu's there being kind of a jackass, being like, the Force works in mysterious ways, when they almost just imprisoned her, or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it was insane. Great arc. You know, back in the day, people used to be really annoyed with Ahsoka, myself included. Oh, Ben says that she's 45. Okay, I guess I'll have to look into that and see. You know, I just don't know. You guys tell me. I don't know those like specific details. Jack asks, "Hey, how's it going?" It's going great, man. A little cloudy where I am, but we're talking about the Mandalorian, so I'm pumped. Yeah, Cosmic Girl says, Moff Gideon is back. How cool was it to see him just as a hologram? That was perfect. I like that they're just teasing him, right? They're showing him a little bit. We know a little bit more about Bo-Katan's quest to get the Darksaber back and be the rightful ruler of Mandalore. I think that's amazing. Stuart says she's also in her 40s. Ahsoka's in her 40s. Okay, that's probably right then. 2 people said about 40, 45. Wingbar is talking about the Clone Wars right now. Can't really get into season 1. Well, I would stick with it. I think the movie in season 1 is not that great. I don't think it's like super terrible. I just think season 3 through 6, I guess you could call 6 the season, the lost episodes. You know, season 3 through 7, to be honest, with a couple of maybes in 7. I think it's really solid storytelling. I think the first season is for the younger generation, and as each season came out, every kid became a year older, right? So by the time season 6 came out, you know, it was an adult. It was kind of it was like an older teenager kind of show, a lot more brutal and more what we expect from Star Wars. Some of the craziest deaths in Star Wars happen in the Clone Wars. I believe in season 4. With all the Mandalore stuff is really amazing. So at least watch those episodes, especially anything with Bo-Katan and the Duchess and all that stuff. It's amazing. Really good stuff. You learn a lot about like Death Watch or whatever. So yeah. Wait, did I make a meme or somebody else make a meme? I don't even remember. The video meme? Are we talking about video memes right now? Mandalorian video memes? I have another one on deck I need to post. Let me look at some other questions in here. So Jennifer asks, what is the timeline of the show? It takes place, 5 ABY? I'm pretty positive it's 7 years after that, right? Isn't it 7? I thought I heard 7 years after the Battle of Yavin or whatever. Well, the chat will let me know. Either way, it's post Return of the Jedi, a couple years, and the whole galaxy's a mess. But here's something I'm curious about, like what you guys think about this. So we learned so much with such little exposition about Din's past in this episode, kind of, right? He's part of a religious zealot cult. And I thought that was actually brilliant because I was hoping that Din's sort of main trajectory through this whole Mandalorian whatever, you know, it's going to be bigger than him, obviously, based on the characters that are showing up, but I feel like his progression is going to be actually becoming a true Mandalorian and actually having to re-identify himself. Like, there's a big reason why they parallel him as a child being taken by Death Watch, and then Bo-Katan reaching out in the same way. So I thought that whole scene of him being kind of like, he has to question the covert he was part of, right? Like, can he trust his past, and will he eventually be actively taking off his helmet over and over once he starts accepting, you know, this new way of the Mandalore, as Bo-Katan is putting it, right? So what do you guys think about that? Yeah, it's pretty factioned, Jennifer, huh? It still is, even after the purge. Okay, cool. So the timing is around 7 or 8 ABY for the Mandalorian. Makes sense. Let's see, where is this question? I just saw a question. Oh, Ben asks, does Gideon know Palpatine's alive? You know, I hope we explore that question, actually. I don't want to give you my... I don't know. I can't tell. I think they all think that they're going to be the next emperors, to be honest. The way this all seems is that whoever didn't go to the unknown regions, maybe they just think that all those people are insane and they died. Right? They went to uncharted territory that's dangerous to navigate. Maybe they just think that's it. They died. There's no emperor, whatever. So, you know, to me, Moff Gideon's trying to operate as the Darth Vader Inquisitor type, as well as the Emperor sort of overlord-ish kind of guy. However, knowing that there's this whole thing with Baby Yoda and the Force and the Jedi and all that stuff, there is a potential for some Sithiness going on. I think something along that line, or maybe something with the Acolytes of the Beyond, something a little tied to the Sith and the Empire in that regard. Yeah, I'd say probably. I'd say something along those lines is more likely than him definitively knowing Palpatine's alive. Unless they're going to use part of the DNA of Yoda to, like, help create a clone that has Force power enough to, like, harness the power of Palpatine. Like, that would be a tragedy for Baby Yoda, but, you know, interesting. Yeah, true. So Yova Rods points out that the quote, "Long live the Empire," which I thought was also... I got the chills when that was said, and I couldn't believe... I don't know what the lieutenant's name is. Great actor, though. I just hated him in Transformers. But the lieutenant that, like, bites down on his teeth and he gets electrocuted... What a horrifying scene. I was like, yeah, I could never show this to my kids until they're, like, 10. Max Pan says, or brings up some cons of the episode. Let's discuss a little bit of what he's saying here, Max Pants. So, dialogue, it's sometimes very on the nose and made me cringe at some point. Din was also really weak in this episode. He just killed the Crate Dragon just 2 chapters ago. I don't disagree that he did do some pretty epic things. I love this episode specifically because it shows some vulnerabilities, which is important for the Mandalorian. Yeah, he's a quick thinker, he's a warrior, usually is on top of things. But as he's caring for... I mean, had he not had the child with them, he would have taken out all this corn, I bet, you know? But he had to dive in for the child. Like, that's his quest, his mission, that's his #1 priority. And then immediately closing the gate over him. To me, it was just, you know, it was kind of frightening for Din, right? I think he has to have those moments. And I don't want to go down to a Mary Sue argument or anything like that, but I don't think you can also have episode after episode after episode of him kicking ass without getting hurt or just losing in some way. And then at the episode, he completely kicks ass, running down the hallway like Darth Vader, except this time he's a good guy taking blaster fire and just kills everybody. I mean, that scene was amazing. It was like Bryce Dallas Howard's, who did amazingly on this episode. She needs a movie right now. Give her a Star Wars movie. But that hallway scene, fantastic. Yeah, so Jen says, I'd imagine that almost losing the child is pretty unresting for him. Yeah, I mean, the child literally almost died for the first time, I think. Like, that was a definitive I've eaten you. It's like, it's almost an answer to last week's big hysteria about the eggs. You know, whatever. I don't even want to get into the eggs. I think it's just so pointless. Yeah. I thought it was nice that the baby got eaten, because it kind of did pay off that, like, it is kind of like black comedy at first, him eating the eggs, but it's actually like now Baby Yoda in his egg thing gets eaten by this monster. So like Baby Yoda was the monster, and then the narrative pushes through to show like, yeah, and like now Din gets a taste of perhaps what the frog lady was feeling. It's horrifying. The way he hockey pucks Baby Yoda into the water is insane. I mean, I actually was like, holy shit, like, he just slapped Baby Yoda into the water. Oh, there's a theory about the species of Yoda that they are the Force in the flesh. That'd be super interesting. I'd just like to see how it plays out. I try not to get too attached to anything. It's because usually whatever we think is really cool and it never happens on screen, right? So Sarah Stanley asks, will we see the Purge in a flashback or otherwise? Well, I definitely believe there will be some form of media covering exactly what it is, but I honestly think the canvas for that is The Mandalorian. They do use flashbacks as storytelling devices. I think the more Bo-Katan is involved in these episodes, or, you know, if there's gonna be a lightsaber duel in this season. I'm just gonna put that out there. There has to be, now that Ahsoka's involved and stuff. But I feel like they are maybe gonna do a flashback to the Purge, if like Bo-Katan and more Mandalorians start bringing it up, or if it's brought up during the lightsaber duel with Moff Gideon, if that happens. But my guess is, if there is any Purge information, it would be directly from The Mandalorian first, and maybe adapted and expanded upon in comics. That's how I figure they would do it. Wingbar says, am I the only one who is quite weirded out by the frog? No, probably not. It's a pretty campy design, right? Like very retro, early 80s, like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle style prosthetics and a bodysuit. But I like that charm that it looks like that. I love that they're not, you know, there's some digital aspects, I'm sure, to that creature, but I love that they're just like, this is Star Wars and it's alien puppet masks and you wear it and blah blah blah. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it's weird for sure. Oh, thanks so much. Star Wars Galactus says, hello there, sorry I'm a bit late. Don't ever apologize for being late. I'm just a random dummy on the internet, dude. Congrats on 32K. Thanks so much. Yeah, the channel has been doing okay, I think. I feel like, you know, for anybody that does YouTube, it's a grind. It's so fun. But yeah, I'm just glad that it's Star Wars season again, and we can just talk about something new. That's always the funnest thing, right? Yeah, somebody has said, I wonder what Ahsoka will look like in live action. We were talking about that earlier, and I mean, I'm guessing it'll be the Ahsoka the White aesthetic. I'm really intrigued by the planet of Corvus and the fact that it's a forest planet. Like, I love Return of the Jedi and I love Endor. I love the flashback scene in The Rise of Skywalker with Luke and Leia. That style of Star Wars, for some reason, like, is so mysterious to me. Like, it just feels mysterious, if that makes sense, or it has a more mystical vibe to it. Maybe that's the right word. Oh my god, Star Wars Galactic, I forgot. His Dark Materials comes back tomorrow. Yes. I'm so pumped. Thank you. I would have completely forgotten that. Rural Farmboy says Star Wars is best when it's weird. Yeah, it's best when it's weird. So let me see. Let's see what people are talking about. The chat is going fast. Oh, Kubla says, do you think we will see Ahsoka in the next episode or the episode after? It seems like every other episode is filler. Well, I don't want to dive into the filler thing because I feel like it's just like a strange way to look at just how a season unfolds. But I don't think she's going to be in the next episode. A lot of people were confused by what I said in my video when I said we're presumably seeing Ahsoka in the next episode. That's exactly what I meant. Like, I don't really know if we're going to see Ahsoka in the next episode. I feel like they would... Like, he's going to travel there, and I feel like he's going to go to this planet Corvus. He's going to get there, and he's going to get into some mischief before he meets Ahsoka. Like, maybe that's a big reveal at the end, like some sort of Luke Skywalker on a mountain moment, which would be kind of weird, but, you know, I kind of feel like they'll be baiting a little bit, which is fine. That's what Star Wars does. I think we need, like... I mean, since we just got Bo-Katan, like... I don't think they want to rush right into that. And I could be just dead wrong. So, that's also a possibility that nothing I'm saying is true. So Pancake Wizard, what a great name. Pancake Wizard says, there is a rumor that Moff Gideon is Force sensitive. Do you think that's true? To be honest, I don't want it to be true. If it is, if he's somehow like Force sensitive like the Knights of Ren are, if it's like light Force sensitivity, like Inquisitor style, maybe. But even at that, I'd rather him just be such a ruthless Imperial and a warrior that's so good at the lightsaber. Like, that's enough for me. You know, just like Mandalorians, like watching this episode and episode in chapter 3, just seeing how Din can take on everybody and like the Night Owls and Bo-Katan and everybody just easily just annihilate everybody. Do we need Force sensitivity, like, really, or Jedi anymore? Like, these are like the mythic people now of Star Wars, the Mandalorians, and I think that it's completely fine if we just leave the Force out of, you know, the villain. This show has proven that regular people, given the right weapons and skills, are so powerful, and it's awesome. So yeah, I don't think he'll be... I think maybe he'll have respect for the Sith at best. Hopefully I said that in any way that made sense. You know, it's hard. I have long-winded thoughts. Yeah, so Milton Albinson says, for me, Gideon isn't a Force user. He is just a good swordsman, like the leader of Death Watch and the Clone Wars. Exactly. That's exactly my point of view. I think he's an Imperial skilled with the blade. Maybe he did train with some Inquisitors because of his ranking or whatever the hell he was involved with when he was with ISB. Or, you know, once he got the Darksaber, you know, I don't know. Or maybe he has like a holocron and he learned how to... Skinny D. I love that name. Sorry, I just got distracted by somebody's name on YouTube. What's up, man? Or girl? Or they, whatever. Whoever you are. I can't tell because you're digital. So, you know, I'm just curious, like, he must have trained with somebody that's skilled with the blade. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh man, I love this music. So relaxing. Star Wars Galactic asks, do you think Baby Yoda's species will be revealed this season? And do you also have any theories about this? I said last time that I do not want the species of Yoda to be revealed, because there are very few things I feel like left in Star Wars that aren't like just deep dived into a comic or revealed in some ancillary material. There's some things that should remain mysteries. For example, like I kind of never want to know what's inside the Jedi text at all. Like we saw a few pages, but like leave that a mystery forever, because it's so cool. My imagination is cooler than what most people can just put into a book, because once it's there, that's it. Can't think about it anymore. That's just it. So that's the same with the Yoda species. What is it? Who is it? Who knows? Are they the Force incarnate, like the Wills, kind of? Maybe. The one thing I do think is that we will see more Yoda species people, aliens. Like, I think there'll be, like, probably a funny scene, either Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, where, like, a bunch of them are just like, the baby give me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's, I think that's gonna happen, and I'm here for it. I think that would be cool, but just leave it at that. Dale Orman says, we'll see Luke? That would be really interesting. If they did, I really hope it's, why am I forgetting his name now? Sebastian Stan. Yeah, that's his name. Winter Soldier guy. I think it should be him. Yeah, guys, sometimes I do voices. I do this with my kids all the time. Or, you know, by myself when I'm alone to amuse myself. All right, see you guys later. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Sebastian Stan is his name. I think that would be the only guy literally on planet Earth that could play Luke Skywalker, because A, he's a great actor, and B, looks just like young Mark Hamill. They can adjust his face a little bit, just like they did in Looper for whatever's, you know, whatever. What's his name? Can't remember anybody's name today. I'm tired. But anyways, yeah, he's the guy. I would do that. I wouldn't just like digitally recreate Luke's face onto a person, because that always looks kind of weird. You know, I mentioned that I didn't like how they used Moff Gideon in Rogue One in my review, and of the previous episode, and because I loved how they used the Moff Gideon reveal. Started from behind, you kind of just hear him, you don't see much, you know it's him, and we did get a face reveal. But the best part of Grand Moff Tarkin in Rogue One was seeing him in the reflection, because it obscured him enough for it to look photoreal, and I would have just left it at that. You know, maybe we see just over a hint of his shoulder and a bit of his jawline moving. You know, we know it's him already. We've seen his reflection. Leave it at that. Don't show the squishy, horrifying face. That's all I'm saying. So, Star Wars Galactic, you gotta go. Well, thanks so much for hanging out and let me know about his Dark Materials going on tomorrow night. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy it. Super great show. I hope everybody in this channel or in the stream right now gets a chance to watch that show. It's on HBO. It's awesome. Great book too. May the Force be with you, man. So Luke Allen says, I don't think Gideon could stand up to Ahsoka in lightsaber combat. See, that's why I think it would be intriguing to see him actually stand up to her and her be like, what? Like, who knows? Like, you know, she stood up to Darth Vader, which is like the most impressive thing ever. But I think it'd be fascinating if it was the two of them. That's just my point of view. A few more people just showed up. Brandon Hancock, what's up? I just saw... Where is he? Henry Lewis, welcome to the chat. A lot of mods in the chat. I'm pumped. I haven't seen all you guys in a while. Pancake Wizard says, long live the Empire. Yeah, what a scene, right? Like, they're religious fanatics too, in a sense, right? Like, he just killed those 2 young dudes ruthlessly. Long live the Empire. Like, that's it. That was insane. I loved that ship too. Can you guys tell me what kind of ship that is? You know, there's like 2 sides of Star Wars. You just watch the goofy puppet stuff like I do, and like that's my thing. And there's people that are obsessed with the mechanics, the ships, the design, all that stuff. I always forget the name of the ship. This is a ship that exists though. I've seen it. Bleepa says Leia looked better than Tarkin. Maybe. I still even think she kind of looks squishy. Like somebody... Like, squishy is such a weird word to use, right? Oh, here's the Moff on my stream about to... Or this whoever this guy is about to shoot his people. I'm just looking at my video. Yeah. Long live the Empire. I forgot my train of thought. Moving on. Yovarod's, what about the child of the watch referring to the Mando? Oh, you mean, yeah, so calling him a child of the watch? Well, that's what I'm saying specifically about that whole exchange was about him being part of a religious cult, right? Or fanatical cults of they want to bring back the old ways, the archaic Mandalore warrior, whatever. Like, but Din doesn't know this. He was taken as a foundling. So I've always said his arc is going to be redefining what it means to be a Mandalorian. So I think he's going to have a confrontation of some sort with his covert. And somebody in the chat earlier said that there's a rumor, and remember guys, it's just a rumor, so don't attach yourself to it. But it's a cool rumor that maybe Din will have a confrontation with the Armorer. And I think that would be interesting. However, I really like the Armorer. So, I don't know. I think the Armorer's cool. I don't want to think that she's like some evil nonsense cultist, even though she is, but yeah. Elijah Neal says, young Leia and Tross looked pretty good. Yeah, I agree. That scene is fascinating to me. The story behind that scene in The Rise of Skywalker with the flashback of Luke and Leia, that was originally the intro of the movie. It like panned down to a forest planet, sort of, I guess, similar to Rian Johnson's intro in The Last Jedi, where he panned down to a planet, except this time would be night, and you would see the sort of the lightsabers kind of through the atmosphere, and then it would cut to them fighting, and there was a lot of this sequence, like maybe 2 minutes more, and then what that did, like after the realization, like she pulls up her helmet, that wasn't a hard cut to Rey's face as she's training or whatever, or whatever she was doing. Maybe that was the reshoot when she was training with the rocks, I'm not sure. But it was supposed to cut right to Rey's training. Jennifer Blanchett says, okay, but more importantly, with Baby Yoda's bassinet, will that be repaired? You know what? I kind of hope it doesn't, because Baby Yoda just on the run without that is funny. Whenever he moves around, I'm in love. He just kind of moves around like a maniac. His little tiny feet moving is the cutest thing I've ever seen. I know he's like under a track or whatever with the puppeteer underneath, but it's hilarious. Skinny D. Skinny D! You know what? You should get another... Somebody's gonna get offended. You should get another YouTube name called Thick D. Just be in the chat, both. Cause your own fights. Anyways, you said, I think yesterday's episode opened up a lot of themes to explore the series. I think it did a whole lot, including that. So, not only is The Mandalorian brilliantly incorporating tons of other Star Wars material into one location, Cobb Vanth from the books, Bo-Katan from the animated series, and whatever, like, and now Ahsoka, it's perfect. you know, like a few people said that this show's kind of like shallow. I don't think, yeah, Heavy D, hilarious. I don't think so. I think, or maybe I overthink Star Wars to such a degree that I think a lot of it's deep. I don't know. Maybe that's how I am, and that's why I run my channel. So, you know, overthinking Star Wars is a requisite to having a Star Wars channel, right? But, yeah. I think it just opened up a lot of things, to answer your question, or just to riff off of what you're saying. Like the themes for what it means to be a Mandalorian, for what it means to be a Imperial loyalist, and what kind of risks are you putting yourself in as a loyalist to these factions of the Empire. Like, apparently you have to commit suicide and kill your people if you lose a ship. Like, that's pretty aggressive. That's like some Darth Vader, like, you failed me, let me choke you with the Force. And, like, I like that. And that episode was, this previous episode is dark. It's not this isn't a kid episode to me. You know, this is getting a little ruthless. And there's a lot of alien homages, too. Anybody catching those? A lot of, like, face hugger. A lot of face hugger stuff, I'm noticing. Oliver, never apologize for being late. Like I said to somebody earlier, I'm just some schmo on the internet talking Star Wars. Whenever you show up, you show up. Totally cool. I appreciate you being here. Oh, people are ranking the trilogies. I won't do it. I will not do it. It'll just cause ruckus. I'll put it this way, though. Each trilogy has a brilliant film. That's all I'll say. Oh, Henry Lewis, you were put on a strike on Twitter. Bummer. Hey, working on mental health is important, especially during these times. Oh, speaking of which, you know, mental health awareness. If you guys are all kind of stuck inside and losing your mind, I feel it. I get you. It's been tough doing all this stuff at home and, like, not being able to, like, live a normal life, kinda. So if you are having any mental health things, like, make sure you talk to somebody and get on some Zoom calls and just don't just fret and keep it in. I've noticed a lot of this lately. But beyond that too, like, if social media stresses you out as well, just, like, get off it, leave it alone, go run around, walk around, watch some funny stuff. But yeah, right now is a hard time for a lot of people, so if you have any mental health stuff, talk to somebody. It's the worst thing ever just to not talk about it. So that's my PSA. It's brought to you by the AT-AT chat in Star Wars. Aw, no, the sequels did happen. So anyways, let me get back on track here with the chat here. Oh, Inner Force historian, yeah. So you say, it was good to see the Frog Lady reunite with her husband and have a child. I thought that was beautiful. They look hilarious, right? I think, I just love their, like, little connection. They're, like, two little, like, they're like almost like old people embracing. They haven't seen each other in a long time. It was so cute. So yeah. The other thing I thought was really cute about that is when Din leaves the child, like, with them as babysitters, and I feel like him just playing with it. Like, I think hopefully he finally got it when the thing was born. Like, he opened his mouth through the orb or the water tank again. I laughed so hard when his, like, mouth opened and he's like, ah, because he looks like Gizmo from Gremlins, and that thing's so cute. But yeah, that was great. Very cool side part of the episode, just like the little family unit and them playing with their first little child now that their line is forever. You know, that little thing will grow up to continue the line, right? Maybe come back as a Jedi someday. Yeah, going back to the other point, don't waste your time on Twitter ever just fighting with people. It's the worst. Everybody has an opinion that's so Everybody is so confirmation bias, so what's the word? They're intolerant. Like, people, I don't even believe in tolerance anymore on Twitter. People are just gangs. They're just groups of people that want to dunk on other groups of people, and it's stupid. So that's why I just post stupid things now, like pictures and music and other things. Oh, so somebody asked, where was Din taken from before he's taken in by the Mandalorians? Oh, I should know that. What is it called? Was it at... It's like at something. Yeah. Akvatina? That's what it is, yeah. I kind of hope that we go back there. I think that'd be very cool, like to literally physically go back there, like him being like, remembering who he was. Like, who knows? Maybe someone will be like, you're Din Djarin? Of the family, blah, 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 blah. You know, interesting stuff could happen. Anthony asks, were you disappointed that Sasha Banks isn't playing Sabine Wren? 100% no. And the reason I'm not is I'm not a Sabine hater or anything. I actually like the character in Rebels a lot. I just didn't want Bo-Katan and Sabine in the same episode or anything like that. Like, I feel like that would have been a bit much. It would be so distracting because we'd be like, oh my god, it's them the whole time. So for me, I'm not let down. What I do wish was kind of mentioned, I don't know if we found out their names at all. Maybe we did. I didn't hear it. But the Night Owl getup that she had going on, I kind of wish that I saw her in her helmet with the robes on. I think that would have been great. Oh, Adam says, yeah. So yeah, we also got that camera shot of Baby Yoda's face sticking to the jar. I love that in episode 2. Yeah, same here. And it found it even more hilarious in episode 3. Yeah, because like now he's like, oh my god, it's babies. Like he like realizes what he did, maybe, hopefully. Because yeah, like the black comedy of the episode 2, I get it. Some people, I think, got carried away with being upset about it, and they conflated it with like real life problems in a way that I've never conflated anything before. Like things in the real world that I like fight against. And I'm like, why are you bringing a TV show with Muppets into this highbrow debate about like morals? I don't know. It's just super bizarre. Moving on though. Yeah. Super cute part of the episode. Oh, she does have a name. Casca Reeves? Really? So that's the name of the Night Owl lady? So, interesting. I guess I didn't hear it. Unless it was just something that was posted in Wikipedia, now we know, or something. Interesting. The Reeves name does not sound Star Wars to me at all, but then again, Star Wars has to change, right? Dr. Oliver says, I need to see Coruscant again. You know, I kind of feel the same way. I would really like to see the Republic a little more than just X-Wing representatives, you know? I want to see a bit more of a Hosnian Prime, maybe, like things that were never properly really distinguished or set up in the sequel trilogy. Like, maybe this show will be what the Clone Wars was for the prequel trilogy, where it just finally fills in all the context, and then people 20 years later will be like, no, the trilogy's perfect. And they will forget that the reason that they know everything about everything and the story makes sense to them is because of ancillary material, which is funny. But yeah, that could be cool to kind of set some stuff up like that, if that makes sense. Dale Erdman says, is it Keanu Reeves' cousin or sister? Definitely cousin. Ah, Bumbad Qui-Gungan. Welcome to the chat. No, you didn't miss most of it. I'm going for a while. I don't plan on stopping. Maybe I'll go for 24 hours, guys. You ready? Let's do it. 24 hours of Mando talk. Yeah, Stuart. So Stuart says Coruscant is the most important planet in the franchise. I agree. You know, looking at it as a whole now, that we can look at it as a whole. So I guess like the thing with the Rise of Skywalker, I wish that they did, is just go to Coruscant to like they needed to, and that's why I'm always just like parts of Duel of the Fates is so good to me. So what I do hope, like I said earlier, is that we see some of these classic planets with this new sort of OT aesthetic, which it'll still look like the prequel buildings with the dome shapes and all that stuff in the metal. You know, it's a city planet, but it'll be with today's render engine, so it's gonna look like, you know, old school ILM and George Lucas, like back in the day made it, like super back in the day. So that'll be cool. Bombad, you say this chapter was so amazing, 10 out of 10. I'd give it a 12 out of 10. You know, I said in my review that this is like the solo Rogue One episode, and, you know, I talk a lot of shit about Rogue One, only because the story's kind of super basic, but it's really a fun movie, if I'm honest. Best ending ever, best third act out of anything that came out of the Disney era. But this, like, I love Solo to death. I will fight you if you hate it. No, I'm just kidding. You can hate it. And it just felt so movie quality. Somebody earlier was like, Bryce Dallas Howard doesn't deserve a movie yet. She's just a 2 TP episode idiot, right? And I was like, get out of here, you wacko. I'm like, not only did she succeed in paying homage to her father with the opening scene of the Razor Crest falling to a planet and burning up, it was amazing. Amazing. Everything in it, like this was such a large-scale episode. It looked like the train heist. There's elements of Rogue One. There was such classic Star Wars going on in such high quality filmmaking. The editing was great. Like, it was just non-stop rising of action and tension. Little breathing room bits, but mostly just, I just want to say perfect. So yeah, give her a movie. Just give her a goddamn movie. Skinny D, or Heavy D, or Thick D, asks, Adat, have you read Lost Stars? Yes. I think I read that like 5 or 6 years ago, or maybe. And then I read it again once I started my channel, just to kind of like get back into it. Good love story. Sorry if I spoiled that for anybody. Probably one of the best new EU, or not EU, new canon books. Oh man, this song. I think this song's too intense. Let's go to the next song. It's a little too wacky. What's next? Come on. How about this? Yeah, there we go. Foolish Child says, yes, it was amazing. Agreed. I mean, it needs to only go up from here. Sorry, guys, get a little phlegmy. Yeah, Lost Stars is a great story. It's a great story. So D. Oliver says, I want more planets. 70% desert planets is not immersive. I think they're doing a great job, frankly. I really do think they're doing a great job with planets in the episode. I even think they did a fine job overall for the planets in the sequels. The problem is the prequels really just focused on like one planet, and then the other planet was one we already were unbelievably familiar with, Tatooine, you know, you go to it in every single prequel movie. So I feel like that kind of issue is just Star Wars. But what do we get, like 9 planets in the sequel trilogy? And now we're getting oh no, I'm not sick or anything, guys. I'm just coughing. I smoke the good jaw herb, so sometimes I get a little phlegmy. I don't want to say the other word on here. Somebody might be listening and will demonetize me, who knows. But yeah, somebody says they like Camino. Love Camino. But I think that's as expansive as this water planet. It's just a one little location thing surrounded by water. You know? It's like Occ 2, except with like technology. Somebody says Thrawn. I don't know what it's in context to, but yes, Thrawn. I love Thrawn. That OG trilogy, the book series, like not the new one. I still haven't finished Ascendancy just because I'm a dad and have no time. But I just feel like the old original trilogy of Thrawn was great. Oh, we got a new question here. Will drew a picture? So your name is Will. Hey, Will. Do you think the child will stay with Ahsoka or will say something like, I'm not a Jedi anymore, find Luke Skywalker, or a Sith? I literally think that Din will continue his quest and will stay with the baby child thing. I can't imagine them being broken up as a pair just to go off with Ahsoka. I feel like this like relationship blossoming is so important to the entire series itself. That doesn't mean that I think there won't be any more, I guess, inclusion of Force users or something like that with Din in the child. I just don't think literally handing him off is going to happen anytime soon. I think everything right now, like we're learning as Din's learning, even though we know more than Din, but he's just going to learn about the Jedi from Ahsoka. I think maybe she'll sense his Force sensitivity, or maybe something nefarious. Who knows? Or maybe she'll immediately be like, "Oh my God, he's a Strandcast," and like be freaked out and be like, "This is an unnatural perversion of the Force." Like that would be interesting, but who knows? I just don't think that we're getting rid of him this quick. But in terms of her saying she's not a Jedi, I bet that'll be the first thing she tells Din, and I think that'll help Din Djarin be open to the people that is, you know, his people used to wage war with. So I think that she's the perfect segue to learning about the Jedi, because she left the Order because of their hubris. You know, she was betrayed. Oh, Henry Lewis says, you've been on a strike for 6 days, which allows you to get off Twitter and be with some friends. That's awesome. That's exactly what you should be doing. Get off Twitter, guys. I post a lot, but like I never look at Twitter. I'm just like, I post this, I put my phone away, I post this, I put my phone away. That's the way to do it. Bombad Qui-Gungan with the question, I just thought of this. Mando usually always gets saved by others when he's about to die or lose, like he can never save himself. If you think about that, maybe. Tiny complaint. I guess so, but I think that makes him... I don't look at it that way, because to me, it shows the fact that he needs people. Very much so, he tries to do everything on his own and is pretty capable for the most part, but he's alone. And I think that's kind of the point, too, at the end, when they talk about, like, they're always better in greater numbers, etc., etc., etc. I think they need to show his vulnerability in that way, and it also makes the show have interest and intrigue because of how and who saves him, right? The baby saved him with the Force. Episode 2 is one of the most mystical episodes of the series to me, and a little bit of Chapter 8 when like Baby Yoda puts up his two hands, his little hands, so cute, and he stops the giant like fireball from burning them all. Like, I feel like Episode 2 was that entirely for the whole thing. It's just so mysterious to me. So I like those things. Oh man, this song might demonetize my stream. Oh no. Oh well, I don't care. Ah, bummer, D. Oliver. I think that was the best characterization of Luke I've ever seen for Episode 8. But I have videos on it. Instead of me talking about it on here, I encourage you to watch my video, D. Oliver, about the main complaints of Luke Skywalker and why I think none of them are valid. In terms of using him as a logical way of saying why it's a deconstruction of him. But I also say, like, you don't have to like the movie or even like it at all. It's just another possible extension of who Luke could be. I think I mentioned too that, like, if you grew up with the EU, you're probably just gonna be like, oh, it's not the Luke from the EU, so like you already have this confirmation bias on who he's gonna be. And most moviegoers, most general Star Wars fans, like the hardcore deep dive, like 2% of Star Wars fans that know everything and read every book, they got pissed. I get it. But I would say the majority of folks, maybe not in this stream, but majority of folks that I know that are Star Wars fans read a couple books and watch the movies. That's about it. Oh, I mean, you cannot say the N-word in here. If you say it, you're banned. No joke. If I ever see something like that in here, you will be banned and called out live on Twitter. I will show your name and everything. So don't do it. It's a weird question to ask in a stream, not gonna lie. You're gonna get a timeout. Anyways, moving on from that strange question. Strange. Weird. I'm like so distracted and disturbed by that question. This isn't that kind of place. Yeah, Dr. Oliver, so that's all it's about. You can respect, I respect people's opinions, and if you don't like it, I totally get it. No big deal. No big deal. I just like that we like some other things mutually, right? We all like The Mandalorian, right? So that's awesome. Yeah, Wingbar says, I've had enough of the Skywalkers. Yeah, you know, I love I think the sequel trilogy is, I mean, you guys are going to disagree. I think it's just as good as the prequels. The ending of the story is as flat as as the Phantom Menace has a story. Like, both those movies are similar in a sense that, like, what the hell is the story? It's just kind of random, but I think it's fun. And I still always think that the prequels got way too much hate, like big time hate. And I think that the sequels, it's just another version of that. Whatever, who cares? I don't care. I like what I like, and who cares? But yeah, I'm over the Luke Skywalker stuff in a sense of needing these grand 9 episodic tales of like the exact same mythology that we've already seen over and over and over again. I want other things. And I said this a billion times so far that I think Mandalorians are the next Jedi, quote unquote, for the new Star Wars flock of fans right now. This like mysterious group of people. Like they aesthetically are pleasing to look at. They're badasses. They can fight Jedi, and they're like unstoppable almost. So I think they're this generation's Jedi. The Jedi will always be part of Star Wars, but it was a brilliant idea making something else the mythic archetype. So moving on from the Skywalkers to this are great. I don't know if I could do an Ahsoka Tano saga. Somebody posted Ahsoka Tano saga. I guess maybe it could be interesting. Super Gecko says Katie Sackhoff was meant to be Bo-Katan in live action and animation, literally. Yep, 100%. Oh, Luke Allen, don't be obsessive about The Last Jedi. It's been 3.5 years. If you're still thinking about it, you gotta move on, buddy. It's pointless. I'm telling you, it's a waste of your brain capacity to discuss The Last Jedi. Anyways, but yeah, the only thing I will agree is it is a critique of Star Wars. That's why I think it's great. Anyways, well, it's 2:30. If you guys, I guess if you guys are just gonna do sequel talk, I'm kind of more interested in Mando talk. Oh, Sheev. Stuart Lungton's talking about Sheev from Twitter. Oh well, there's always gonna be people mad about something. I mean, there's still people that think the prequels ruined everything. So whatever. Bombad Qui-Gungan. Do you think we'll see Bo show up at the end of season? I guarantee she's gonna be in this season again. I feel like she has to be. I mean, I hope so. I guess. Again, I've been like wrong on every front. Every single speculation I've had, except for I posted that I thought Sasha Banks was going to be an Acolyte of the Beyond. Wrong. My other video where I was like, this and this and this is going to happen. Wrong. And I love that. I love that I'm wrong about everything right now. Because that's how Star Wars should be. We knew way too much stuff from trailers going into the movies, right? That gave away everything kind of in some ways. But I just feel like having her show up again will be smart for Din's character arc. Maybe in a confrontation with another of the Watch. That would be fascinating to me. Oh, you also say, if you don't see her again, yeah, you were beyond satisfied. Yeah, like I said, great freaking episode. One of the best episodes, if not my favorite episode right now, currently, of The Mandalorian. Previous episode was just a fun creature feature, simple, very short. Same like this one. First episode is really great. And episode 2, 3, and 4, and 7 and 8 were probably the faves from last season. Yeah, Jennifer says, I love that we know nothing about what's going to happen. It makes it so suspenseful. Yes, that's what I like about it now. Like, too many things are just like, we gotta give too much away because we want to make sure that they want to come watch it. Like, give them the ending so they know if they'll like it. No, that's stupid. I love that the trailer, like, people were mad at the trailer, like, we've learned nothing, there's only 2 seconds of new shots. And I'm like, yes, you're correct. But a trailer is just to tease you into watching it. A trailer is to make your dopamine spike a little bit, and then you watch the show and know what happens. This is just unrelated to what The Last Jedi is, but their trailers, like, almost ruined the movie for me because it gave away almost all of the throne room stuff with, like, Rey catching the lightsaber and all that stuff. I can't believe they aired that on a TV commercial. Adak, can you please read my comment from before? I would say post it again. I don't know where that comment is. This chat's moving. Yeah, Anthony, if you can post your comment one more time, I'll read it. Just make sure you at me so that way I can see the orange thing, or else I won't know that you're directly talking to me. Yeah, we haven't seen Kara or Grief. I'm guessing that's going to be for the last 2 episodes when they are probably infiltrating, like, Moff Gideon's destroyer or something. I feel like that's going to be the end of this season. I do wonder what kind of destroyer he is going to have. Like, will it be the traditional one? Will it be a deviation? Maybe another relic of, like, the early Empire? Who knows? Yeah, Bombad. They threw so much in the movie trailers that I'm just like, oh. Yeah, Shadow 19, I'm not talking about the main trailers for... I'm not talking about the ones that get dropped in theaters. I'm talking about the trailers on TV. Gave away way too much stuff. Way too much. Alright, so let's see. Anthony asks, why do you think Bo told Din he was part of the Children of the First Watch? Well, I mean, I think the simplest answer is most likely the right one. So probably just to have him wake up a little bit and realize that hiding who he is not truly the Mandalorian way. Beyond that, I don't think there is another point. I mean, she was happy that he was a member of this group because that means he can kick ass and fight, whatever. So she doesn't have to worry about his skills, it seems. But I think ultimately it's just for him to start considering what it truly means to be a Mandalorian and nothing else. I love watching people argue about the sequel trilogy still. It's so funny to me. Yeah, Shadow 19. So we were talking about trailers earlier and spoilers. Yeah, exactly. So the TV trailers just kind of gave away a little too much for me. The Force Awakens was less egregious, but I think both the Rise of Skywalker's TV trailers, even social trailers on like Twitter and stuff, and TLJs were just way too revealing. Wingbar asks an interesting question. Do you think there will be a time where the sequels will be loved just like the prequels? Without a doubt. Without a doubt. I feel like, I mean, for example, it wasn't until the year 2018 that I heard anybody say the prequels are brilliant. And I go on YouTube a lot. And I lived through the prequel hate, and the sequel hate has touched nothing that the prequel hate got. It was so bad that you didn't even talk about it. There was no conversation. It was just forums and forums and forums and forums of people just so mad at George Lucas. And there were even people being like, even after like Revenge of the Sith, they were like, I'm done. I'm throwing my EU books away. You know what I mean? Like, it's like there's always a group of people that are like, it's not like this thing I already loved when I was a kid, so therefore it's bad. So the group of kids, 5 to 8, 9, they grew up with the sequel trilogy, that have fond memories, and this is their first Star Wars, they're gonna think that it's a great thing when they're 18 years old, starting to make content on YouTube explaining why everybody else is stupid, which is what happened on YouTube in 2018. And what's funny is I have a playlist that I've kept track of since 2018 on videos critical of the prequels, and I've kept track of their like to dislike ratio. And in the last 2 years, all 12 of those videos have literally gone from having 90% likes to dislikes to probably 1% likes and thousands of dislikes. It's unreal. It's like a whole mob of the prequel lovers that grew up when, like in my age, just like retaliated against these videos. So I guarantee that that's just going to happen again. It's just what happens. It's the cycle of Star Wars. Oh, it was bigger than it was so much more than Jar Jar being the issue too. You know who also was embarrassed by it? The only person that wasn't embarrassed by it is like Ewan McGregor and Liam Neeson. But Natalie Portman's career literally almost ended. She couldn't get work. She thought it was the worst work she ever did in her life. I'd say she arguably has not recovered. Same thing happened to Jar Jar. Ahmed Best, his career started and ended with that trilogy. And yeah, people were just ruthless and mean to George Lucas because he made his own high caliber independent films, and people didn't like that it started off with important politics to set up the rest of the story. They're like, where's the cartoon whip saying bar bar dar dar? And I'm like, just shut up and enjoy it. Same things I say about the movies now. Oh, Luke Allen, yes. She literally despised those movies because it derailed her career. It's crazy. Like, people like, I'll put it this way, I'm 34 years old. So I'm probably 14 to 15 years older than everybody in this chat, except for like Dale, or not Dale, Rural. You know, and I'm telling you the truth. The hatred for the prequels doesn't really exist anymore on YouTube, but it is still here. And if you go back to any classic forums in the prequels, it's unreal. Some of the similarities between the arguments posed there and the ones raised now. It's uncanny. Craig asks, do I think it's tiring and repetitive that people continue to criticize TLJ? Well, I don't think it's wrong to continue critiquing something, I guess, if you have a new a new way to critique or a new angle on something that you want to criticize. I don't think any movie should just stop being criticized in the sense of making a video about it and being thoughtful about what you're saying, because I think that'd be strange. What I think is weird are people copycatting other people's success by just recreating the same video, making the same points about the same things. That's stupid, and I think that's lazy. I think it proves that some of these people are just trying to get popular the same way other people got popular. And if you're on YouTube because you want to be popular, you are going to develop depression faster than anybody on planet Earth. It is not nice to you. You should be making content that you want to make. Don't be a copycat. It's so weird. So yeah, critique it forever, but just find new things to critique. I will never tell somebody that they can't critique TLJ. I've critiqued it. I think the humor in that movie is freaking weird. But it's still my favorite sequel movie, so whatever. I hope that made sense. Oh, Anthony, hopefully you heard my answer to that earlier. I did answer that question about the Night Watch, or the Children of the Watch thing. I always say Night Watch. Night Watch. Sounds like an 80s show, right? Welcome to Night Watch. Yeah, Will, I agree with you, Will. So let me find Kevin Lopez's comment, and then I'm probably going to sign off here in like 10 minutes. All right, so I just found Kevin Lopez says, maybe the foreshadow of Din being part of the sect of the Watch was in season 1, with the armor having horns in her helmet to show loyalty to Maul. Interesting. I didn't think about that. You might be right. That'd be fascinating if they were like loyalists to Maul in a way. Still, like, I don't know. I like it though. I like it. I don't hate it. Oh, Druid, you would be surprised by my progressive nature. If you're mad at Pedro's leftiness, I mean, who cares about politics? I think there's extremism and stuff like that on both sides. People, when people say the left isn't intolerant, I say they are just as intolerant as the right, and I see it every day on Twitter. But yeah, anybody that just generalizes a party as like this or that, I think it's stupid, and I think it kind of also exposes somebody as being a non-critical thinker. So don't be that guy. Be critical. Craig, I don't know if I seen you in the chat. Welcome. If I didn't say welcome earlier. Craig Hendricks asks, what kind of Ahsoka do you think we'll see in The Mandalorian? She's not a Jedi, obviously, so in that way, will she be able to help? Well, yeah, she's going to be able to help Din for sure. I think the most important aspect of Ahsoka is that she's a Force user, and she was a former Jedi. So I think she'll be the bridge to helping. I think she'll be the bridge helping Din understand that no, the Jedi aren't these evil factions that like you need to worry about. Although they have a lot of problems, and I left them because X, Y, and Z. I think that'll allow him to like be okay with Ahsoka initially, because he's going to be defensive based on the history they have. You know, the way the Mandalore, right? So I feel like, yeah, I feel like she's just going to be Ahsoka the White. I don't think she's going to be like in a depression like Luke was in The Last Jedi or anything. I think that would be too let's copy the sequels kind of vibe, and I think it'd be strange to her character. Personally, like at this point in time, like even at the end of Rebels, it doesn't seem like she's in some form of despair. What I would like is for her to be a bit more spiritually awakened as a Force user now. Maybe getting somewhere closer to where Rey should have been in my head, where instead of just like doubling down on like I am a Jedi, where I was like, all right, this is just Return of the Jedi 2.0 kinda. It would have been cooler with that Duel of the Fates ending when she's kind of like, now she's the amalgamation of both the dark and the light in a sense, the embodiment of balance, like what Mortis is, she now physically represents or something. That's kind of like more in line with what I thought would be cool about like the next generation of Force users, where I thought Kylo Ren was going and Rey at the end of TLJ. You know, like I love Palpatine, but we didn't need that. Just make Kylo Ren a menace. Like I would have loved it. Loba says, glad to see some Mon Calamari boys in canon. Hell yeah. They looked great in this too, huh? The puppet faces and everybody. I love the sweater that the first guy had on. Like the sweater from what's that movie? Knives Out. Super funny. It was like such a regular ass sweater. It will be interesting. So somebody says it would be interesting if she goes, I'm not a Jedi anymore. You need to find somebody like Luke Skywalker. That could potentially lead to us seeing the Republic, which would be nice. And somebody earlier talked about planets. So yeah, why not? Inner Force historian says, yes, I would like to see Ahsoka more spiritually awakened in the Force than the Jedi. Yeah, I mean, remember that episode? Is it season 2 or 3? I can't remember right now. It's been a long time since I've watched. What's it called? Man, this guy's a bummer. Druid VW, you're a bummer in the chat, man. Big bummer. I'm gonna call you out. Don't be a bummer. Let me get back on topic here. Yeah, so I feel like what's really cool about the post-Jedi-ness, right, is like in that episode of Rebels where you meet the Bendu. He represents both sides, and he says, your dogmas predicate how you look at all this nonsense, right? It's so much bigger. So I'm just like, yeah, this is fantastic. I like the idea that these two ideologies at war forever, even though it's George's original intention. I love the expansion upon it being something much bigger and less focused on two ideologies, like two religions obsessed with themselves being right. Like, can you arguably say that it is normal to deny loving relationships to Jedi, whereas a Sith would say, have passion? Some of those things are so bizarre on both sides, where like, some of it could cross over. Like, I think having no connections could lead you to the dark side, as clearly shown in some individuals, right? Or having a connection and then coveting it could also lead to the dark side. Oh, Anthony Monzano. Funny question you ask here. For the next trilogy of Star Wars movies, who do you want to be the hero and the villain? Well, I'll tell you what. I don't want another trilogy. I want one specific movie. and that's a Darth Plagueis movie. I want the Darth Plagueis book to be recanonized. I don't care. I don't care. It's canon to me. It's perfect. I love it. And I want Guillermo del Toro to direct it because he's really cool at like just creepiness. Pan's Labyrinth. That, you know, like if you've seen that, you kind of know what I mean, right? And I just want like not a rated R, but a hard PG-13, PG-14, whatever Star Wars movie that's just dark. Like, give me that Exegol vibe for 2 hours, kind of. Let's see a Sith movie. That would be fascinating to me. I literally think Darth Plagueis, that the book Plagueis is the best EU book I've read. I mean, it's so good. Well, I know Plagueis was mentioned, but I don't know if that book specifically is canon. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You guys can let me know. I'm wrong about a lot of stuff. I'm okay. I'm not Star Wars Explained. That dude is a genius. I want to know how his mind works. He knows everything. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do... I don't want to do Star Wars rated R because it just... You know, we gotta get some kids in the theaters and stuff. PG-13. Just make it dark. Like, there was something about Exegol that I found fascinating. Just that aesthetic was so interesting to me. What do you guys think about this? Would you want to see that book? Star Wars Explained is the only lore channel that matters. There's a couple out there I love. I love Eckhart's Ladder and Lore Master. That dude's a really funny dude, a really nice guy. But yeah. Plagueis needs to be the movie. Brett Burns asks, any videos on the newest Vader comics coming up? I really, so I need to catch up with the last few. I really want to dive into the Webbish Bog. You know me, I've talked about the Webbish Bog. It should have been in the movie for Tross. It actually makes Ben's arc make sense. It's so important to that movie to make sense. I can't believe it was cut. Doesn't make sense at all. So the Webbish Bog is cool. Knowing that Vader confronts this thing and there's some Ochi Bastoon stuff going on, I definitely want to cover that and just, learn about what's happening and then make a video on it. I said this last time, a lot of videos I make are also me learning about something at the same time, and I like that. I like doing videos like that. Like for Cobb Vanth, I knew nothing about Cobb Vanth, and I just researched him, learned about him, wrote a video about it. Because maybe other people were thinking the same thing. Who is Cobb Vanth, you know? Oh, do I think Vader or Maul ever went to Exegol? Or was that planet kept hidden for Sidious? You know, I have the sneaking suspicion that Vader knew about Exegol, because he had the Wayfinder, right? Beyond that, I have no idea about Maul. Maul seemed like a little puzzle piece for Sidious, kinda. So I feel like he would have just like been like, nope, you don't get any good information. You just are the dude that I'm gonna use, and you're gonna get cut in half, and then I'm gonna also kill your brother or whatever. Brett Burns says, they look like they may explain Exegol in the Sith Eternal. Oh, interesting. So that's in the comic? Interesting. Well, I'll tell you, Druid VW, what you said. You started saying general gender studies. If you're gonna start talking like that in my chat on my channel, you're gonna get tossed away. I don't approve of your messages. Just don't do that stuff, okay? Simple, very simple. Oh, Braxton, what are you talking about? Oh, we're talking about Star Wars Theory? I have no problems with Star Wars Theory, to be honest. I think people thought I did because I didn't think his film was that good. I don't know. Just, you know how people are like, we're allowed to critique something. Apparently, I wasn't allowed to critique his short film. I thought it was bad. It doesn't mean that I think that he didn't put an honest effort in and put his heart into it and just make something important. It is important. It made a lot of people happy. But I have no problem with him. Sometimes he says what he wants, and that's how people kind of should be on their channel because they own it. I think the only thing that I would say is, like, just be honest when you're reporting news. It's kind of like that. I would say I think some people think that some of the news he reports is sometimes problematic, but for me, I'm like, dude, it's the news. People report on things they're excited about, and that's just kind of what it is. Oh, Aurora, would you watch one of my horribly illegal music videos? Absolutely. Try to drop it in the chat. I think I have that enabled. No, so nobody hated on... He didn't go around hating on people that didn't hate on his short film at all. A lot of just his fans just flocked to people that didn't give it an A, like a 10 out of 10. It was bizarre. And I was like, you guys are the same people that are telling me that it's cool to be critical of whatever and whatever. Why can't I be critical of this? And, you know, I help out the brilliant cinematic captures with his audio for his short films. And, like, to me, that's Mecca. Stuff that, like, Eckhart's Ladder produced with E.C. Henry. You know, stuff that... Yeah, just his fans, Luke. He's never... I don't think he's ever attacked anybody, personally. He doesn't seem like that kind of guy. But yeah, I think... I don't know. Oh, somebody was just talking about thumbnails. That's actually a good discussion to end on, since I have to kind of take over dad duty in 10 minutes. Gotta hang out with the kids, right? It's nice out, gotta get them outside. But in terms of thumbnails, yeah, well, so here's the deal with YouTube. And this is the hard truth reality. They're not doing that to, spoil you guys. They're not doing that to screw you over. People that put that in their thumbnail is because they're encouraged to by YouTube. If you don't make a thumbnail that is attention grabbing, YouTube will not rank you. And if your full-time job is YouTube, you kind of just got to do it. I think try to avoid big egregious spoilers. Like, I wouldn't put Bo-Katan, I guess, if that's what he did. Oops. I did today because the episode went out yesterday. But yeah, I'm not saying it isn't a problem. I'm just saying YouTube makes it a problem for creators who need to eat food, because you have to do these things a little bit. You have to be a bit clickbaity. You have to do that in order for the algorithm to say, boom, people are watching this, because you have to hook somebody in with, like, a thumbnail with all this nonsense on it. Yeah, I don't want to talk about Star Wars Theory, guys. I don't think he's toxic, and nor do I think any of us have enough knowledge of the person he is to talk about him, if that makes sense. We don't want to assume, you know? There's a lot of video. Honestly, I used to watch him a lot. I'm still subscribed to him, so yeah. I'm subscribed to a lot of people you guys might be surprised by. I don't always like watching things that I agree with. I love watching people make fun of things. One of the funniest things I ever saw was a video making fun of TLJ, even though I love it. Same thing with The Rise of Skywalker. Like, I don't know. If you can't make fun of what you love, what's the point? But anyways, I think this was a pretty fun chat, except for the one random comment about a certain word being used. Thank God that got over quickly. Sorry for reminding you too. But yeah, today has been great. We're going to continue on this Mandalorian stream every weekend. I really do hope that that next week continues this kind of raising of stakes like this episode did. Then again, whoever said it earlier might be right. It might be like powerful episode, chill, powerful episode, chill, powerful episode. That'll be okay. Oh, thanks so much, Wingbar, for saying you like the channel. I think I have a very... I'd like to say I think I have a unique channel. And maybe that's why I don't have a lot of subs, because it's variety. Because YouTube hates variety. You know? They want you to make like one kind of video over and over again, kind of. But yeah. Thank you so much for the positive words. Maybe one day we'll reach the big 100. But to be honest, I just like making anything and talking with you guys. So, yeah. Thanks for hanging out with me. You guys kick ass. Everybody in the chat. Even if I put you in timeout, you kick ass. Just, you know, chill on some of the language sometimes, even if it's not swearing. I just don't want you guys fighting in the chat. Not that you were fighting, but I just get so tired of seeing the debates. And I'm, you know, arguing isn't a bad thing. I don't look at the word argue as a negative word. But let's just, you know, let's keep to the good shit. Let's talk about Mandalorian. You know, the non-contentious stuff for now. So anyways, love y'all. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'm not gonna say all your names because we got a lot of people hanging out, but thanks so much. You guys keep the channel alive. And AT-AT is signing off. Till Saturday. I hope you guys take care, stay safe. Don't go outside. No, go outside. It's okay. Wear your mask though. And yeah, prep for the next Mando stream. This is the way. And don't eat anybody's eggs, okay? See you guys.